we will get the same results as a contact wash without the need for contact.
Can a touch-free wash actually be done?
Yes, and we can actually decontaminate the vehicle at the same time. Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Now, a lot of people that have a nice car like this, some of them don't want to even touch the car. They're afraid to touch the car. We have a way of cleaning, decontaminating, and protecting the car without ever physically touching it.
You know, when you use a contact wash, essentially every time you touch the paint with a towel or a wash mitt, you introduce scratch risk. So I know what it's like to get your black paint dialed in and then never want to mess it up.
Exactly, and this is the way to do that. So we'll be starting with foaming on Incredible Suds. That's going to give us lots of lubrication, and any of the dust that's on the vehicle, it's going to carry that away. Ready with the foam cannon. We have 1 ounce of Incredible Suds in here. I measured it, not the Nick glug glug method. It's adjusted to our liking. Off we go. We'll let Incredible Suds do what it does best.
We're out of direct sunlight, so dwell time is our friend here. In direct sunlight, I recommend working in about section sizes like this. Do half the car, then rinse it off. You don't want to get into this thing. The first time I ever detailed the car, I had this foam cannon connected to a hose, you know, the cheaper foam cannons, and I foam canned the whole car in direct sunlight, and by the time I got around to washing the whole thing, it was water spotted everywhere, and I kind of wondered, oh, were these water spots here before? And no, they were not. So
yeah,
direct sunlight, no matter what you're using, can be difficult unless you're using totally deionized water.
Exactly. And even then, there's always a bit of a risk.
Exactly.
So we're gonna let the Incredible Suds bring the dirt down. It's doing a good job of that. And with that, the Incredible Suds has a pH of 8.5, so it's already cleaning at the same time. It's already breaking down greases and oils the way we want them to be broken down.
Why not use All Clean first and then Incredible Suds?
We want to give All Clean the best ability to bite into the paint. So by using the Incredible Suds first, now we've got all the dust and all the light stuff off. And now the All Clean has a clean surface to get to. Now a contact wash normally does clean better. But this way, chemically, we will get the same results as a contact wash without the need for contact.
And if you're concerned that you're not going to get it, I guess slow and plodding pressure washing can almost duplicate the contact wash. Right. You don't need to do that right now, but if this was your only step and you didn't want to touch the car, you would just have to be a little bit more thorough with your pressure washing.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, the pressure washer itself can induce scratches into the vehicle, so we want to be careful. It is contacting in a certain way with about 1,200 pounds per square inch, so you have that risk there. That's why we foamed it first. We didn't pressure wash before putting the foam on. We want the foam to provide the lubrication to lift the dirt off the surface and carry it away, which it's doing a great job. Now, admittedly, this car wasn't very, very dirty. It's this person's toy. It's got somewhere close to 800 horsepower under the hood, so a slightly modified CTSV. That being said, it's dwelled. It's pretty much done what it needs to do. We'll rinse it off. Now, as we can see, we have a bit of sheeting action on this, but it's not exactly spectacular sheeting.
It's pretty flat. I wonder if it's been protected before. I'd like to think it has been because it's his toy. We're probably going to see a little bit of beading restored after the water spot remover process, but we're going to get there as we continue to break all this stuff down. So I'm going to use All Clean here, foam it on.
Yeah, and I'm going to foam All Clean on as well, but a little faster.
We're being a little extra thorough here, aren't we?
Well, we want, since we're doing a chemical clean only, we want to make sure the chemical is absolutely everywhere. And we'll let that dwell. At the risk of repeating ourselves, we're not in direct sunlight. We have the luxury of letting it dwell as long as we need to. And we're gonna let it dwell until the foam is pretty much gone. Now, why did we foam it on instead of spraying it on? Nick can probably answer that, but He went somewhere. Oh, here he is. He's back.
I just wanted to watch Ivan doing his thing. No, we're foaming it on because it has dwell time. So it's going to continue cleaning as every bubble breaks down. It's putting a little bit more all clean on the surface. So in some ways, if we sprayed it on, it would work.
Right.
It would bring some of that dirt, grease, grime down. But here it's actually cleaning and it's staying there instead of just totally washing it down. So it's cleaning a little bit for us and then pulling it.
Right. And with the all clean, the reason we're doing it in this specific order, so this, as I mentioned, pH of 12, is going to attack greases, oils, and all of that. Take them off the surface. The reason we want to take those off first is next, the water spot remover, it's going to be taking off any mineral deposits that are on the vehicle. If the water spot remover needs to break through the oil and everything to get to those minerals, it needs to work harder. So we're doing it in this order. It's logical in the sense that we're taking all the traffic film, grease, oil off first, then we're attacking the calcium, and finally we're attacking the iron.
One thing with iron remover too is a lot of people will throw iron remover on a dry tire, right, and a dry rim face. And I think it's a waste of product because iron remover, no matter what brand you use, it's one of the more expensive products in the line just based on the raw ingredients.
Exactly.
So use your all-purpose cleaner, get most of that stuff off first, and then let the iron remover, in the most efficient, cost-effective way possible, do what it needs to do and not get bogged down with all the other stuff.
Exactly. And from here, the foam has done its job, and we even see the browning on the tires doing its thing. So off we go.
Time to wash it off.
Now the all clean is all rinsed off. Next, water spot remover. This is a product you need to get everywhere, but you don't need to overuse it. So we're not trying to flush the panel with this. We just want to get it on the panel.
And we've done videos, I'm gonna put one right above. I'm standing in the snow in Utah. We're dealing with a car that is completely flat, no protection on there whatsoever. And after we used water spot remover, it actually brought back a little bit of sheeting on the paint.
Right.
If you have a coated car, it's going to really snap that beading back.
Yeah.
What you're dealing with is all this salt, especially in these winter areas. They put on the roads when it snows, this will get that off for you.
Exactly. Now, similar to our iron remover, this isn't necessarily the best smelling of products, but it gets the job done.
Yes, it does.
You did this door?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Did you get the front?
Yep.
Cool. Windshield?
Nope. I'll go to the other side.
Okay. Woo, got a smell to it.
Yeah. So we'll let this dwell, and in a couple of minutes, we'll rinse it off. One thing I noticed while we were waiting for this to dwell was that on the back, it was a little splotchy. And it's just because Nick had his sprayer set just a little off.
Yeah, I was very excited. I was doing rapid fire, but like you mentioned, it's sort of circle patterns,
right,
getting the entire paint.
And basically, these are adjustable sprayers. So we can adjust it to a fine mist like this, which spreads evenly and you'll use less product. Or like Nick had it, was more of a stream. So having it that way saves you product and at the same time you get better coverage. Now we're ready to rinse.
And just like that, Ivan, the doors are almost water beading.
Right.
Before they were just flat panels.
Right. But next, the iron remover. But basically you just want a light mist over the whole surface. Again, as Nick mentioned, this is one of the most expensive chemicals in the line other than ceramic coatings. So you want to use it wisely. You have to have enough to do the job, but you don't want to waste it either.
And we're using a little more than we would if, let's say, we just wash this with rinseless.
Yeah.
At that point, you've got the lubrication on the surface. You're going to spray into your clay towel. You don't have to be as liberal with the usage on the paint because you're going to start to agitate the surface. You're going to see that sort of foaming action. In this case, with no agitation, I always say, chat, the basic pillars of cleaning: chemical, heat, agitation, and time. We are eliminating one of those pillars, the A, in chat.
Right.
We don't have agitation. We have time, which is dwell time.
Right.
We have the chemical, which is iron remover. So you're using a lot of chemical and a lot of dwell time.
Right.
And if you had heat in your pressure washer, if you had hot water, that would help too.
Exactly.
So,
but we don't have a hot water pressure washer, but we have time on our side and we have editing, so you guys don't have to wait for this to dwell. The iron remover has done its thing, and just because the vehicle is black doesn't mean there's no iron contamination on it. We don't see it, we don't see the red tracing on it, but it's there. So
let's do this, let's rinse it off.
Yeah, rinse it off, and then the fun part, quick beads.
Quick beads.
Now you can notice as I'm spraying this off, we get what looks like a foaming action. And we want to keep spraying until we no longer have that foaming action. That is telling me that I've taken off all the iron remover. The other thing is, you don't need to use a pressure washer. You can use a garden hose if you want to. But the pressure washer actually uses less water, and we don't want to be flooding our floor. That's why the pressure washer is very useful for us. So now, Nick, we see we have much better beading and sheeting action than we did before.
Absolutely.
And this is before using the quick beads. So
I'm excited. I mean, I feel like I've never actually done this as a professional detailer.
Right.
But the results look awesome. We're not even gonna dry this at the end. We're gonna use quick beads next. That's our water activated ceramic. And then we're gonna air dry this bad boy after we rinse it off.
Right, so really a no touch system. Now quick beads, the first thing you need to do is always shake it up.
I think we're good.
You're good. Okay, off you go.
You want the wide fan?
Yeah. And Nick is slightly overusing quick beads here.
Never been accused of overusing a product, have I, Evan?
Right. Not today yet, anyways. But so quick beads, if you use too much, you can actually get streaking with it. So
I would always just say, just get it on there and spray it off if you're right if you've used too much.
And
did I already get this panel?
yes, you did.
I've been very excited this whole time.
Now, one thing, let me try the quick beads here. One of our independent reviewers, Mr. Ladd, you can go to his YouTube channel, suggested that if you have problems with streaking, one way of applying quick beads is using it at the same time as your pressure washer. And it's very simple. So your pressure washer on the surface, and you spray into the stream of your pressure washer. It's a water activated product. Now we're spreading it very evenly on the surface.
We recommend 30 seconds maximum dwell time.
Right.
The reality is this stuff works if you spray it on and rinse it off. So I guess that makes sense. You can do it that way.
And speaking of the 30-second dwell time, excuse me, sir.
All right.
And just like the iron remover, you want to make sure that you don't see any more of that little foaming action. And that is when you know that you've spread the quick beads and it's done its thing.
One of my favorite places to put quick beads is on the rim faces.
Oh,
For me,
definitely.
it's just such a pain to wipe those down at the end.
Yeah.
And the reason it's such a pain to clean your wheels is the reason why you should use quick beads, because it'll make it easier to clean them next time.
Right. Did you get the roof?
I didn't get the roof yet, nope.
You got the back door and the back fender?
You know what? I don't think I got those either. I just, I enjoy watching quick beads beat up so much I got distracted.
Nick has the squirrel syndrome. Oh look, a squirrel.
Well, there is a shiny car here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, since we're not going to be drying this with a towel, we just want to give it one final rinse just to make sure. Because quick beads, the towel actually helps in spreading the product. So we'll use a little more water to spread the product on this.
That makes sense. So let's go ahead and do this. We're gonna air dry with a master blaster and a leaf blower. And then at the end, we promise no towel action, but if you have a super plush microfiber and a water drip dries on the paint, just put a little bit of quick beads on your towel, lightly buff it in if that is something that would bug you. If not, let's just go no touch.
Yeah, exactly. Off we go. Now, with all the time we spent blowing out this mirror, there's still drips. But I'm gonna resist the urge to use the drip cap.
If we're gonna go no towel, Ivan, we gotta go no towel.
Exactly. So, in a few minutes, we'll need to blow that off again. If you like these types of videos, please give us a thumbs up, leave some comments and some questions behind.
It is so slick. I just wanted to let you know, reinforce this idea that using the quick beads is going to make the air drying a very, very simple and intuitive process. You saw the way that the Master Blaster just blew off those water beads. Not using the quick beads makes this a much different process. A lot more difficult, I'd say.
Exactly. And if your vehicle is ceramic coated, this process is gonna work even better.
Yeah, and if you have any drips, which I don't even see right now, it kind of pales in comparison to what you're gonna get at the drive-through car wash, where you're gonna have lots of drips anyway.
Exactly. And we did all of this without touching the vehicle.
If you like quick beads and you wanna learn more about it, the video link to the playlist all about quick beads
is here.